Hey there everybody, Destroyer here, and welcome to part 2 of Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog. We are now in the Marble Zone, which in some of the classic Sonic games, this would be more like the ruins area of the games. It doesn't happen on all of the classic Sonic games, but it happens in quite a few of them. Some of the things that we're going to have to worry about in this level, of course, we're going to have to worry. As always, we have to worry about the robots, or badniks if you prefer to call them badniks. We have to worry about lava. We have to worry about fireballs that shoot up from the lava. We have to worry about when we jump on certain platforms that hover above lava. They'll sink down a little bit and catch on fire. So we'll have to worry about that. We're also going to have to worry about things that can crush you, such as translucent, transparent tubes that come from the ceiling, like so. We also have to worry about spikes that will suddenly appear from the floor and catch you off guard, like right over here. And of course we have to worry about things like chandelier traps, but that have spikes on them. As you can see here, Sonic just pushed a block to hit that switch right there to raise the chandelier. Now, to push a block, all you have to do is, if you want to push a block to the left, you stand on the right side of the block and hold left on the control pad. And if you want to push a block to the right, you would stand to the left side of the block and hold right on the control pad. Simple enough. So yes, we have chandelier traps. We have these blocks right here that fall from the ceiling, so we'll have to watch out for those. But it's not too bad though. It does pay to explore, because in this section here we have, let's see, we have 10, 20, 30, 40 rings and an extra life, so not bad. So yeah, so far so good. The chandelier traps, just make sure you keep an eye out for them, especially those, and also keep an eye out for those weights or whatever they are. I don't know if that's a weight or not, who knows. So yeah, just make sure you stay observant. Now, here's something I didn't mention in part 1, is that if Sonic is standing still, you can push up on the control pad for Sonic to look up, and when he's looking up, the entire screen will shift up. And if you're wanting to crouch, you can actually hold down on the control pad to crouch, and not only that will happen, is you can also use that to look downwards as well. The screen will shift downwards, so that way you can see what's coming next. Something else I didn't mention in Sonic 1 is that whenever you cross the bonus plate at the end of each stage, sometimes before you cross it, or sometimes, and of course definitely after you cross it, there's going to be some hidden bonus points that you have to jump around for. Some bonus points are worth 100 points, some are worth 1,000 points, and some of them are worth 10,000 points. If you care about points, it's good to try and collect as many of those bonus points as you can, but I generally don't care about bonus points because I played a game that's from start to finish. So there you go. Now, in sections like this, you're going to of course see lava just start pouring down from the ceiling, so you want to be on guard for that as well. The lava is not instant kill, but at the same time though, you want to make sure you remain focused. That way you don't lose rings, lose a shield, or what have you. And here's something that shoots fireballs. And we push this block here, and we're going to have to race lava. But still look out for spikes though. And once we clear that little obstacle right here, then we can progress forward. Spikes are probably going to be some of the biggest obstacles in the stage, because some of them you can see coming and some of them you cannot see coming. So you always have to remain on guard, because it doesn't take much for you to hit spikes and all of a sudden you lose rings. Oh my, oh my. I'm not going to talk about what the English names and the Japanese names are for each character. If you want to look at that information, you can always go to a Sonic wiki, or I recommend going to the Green Hill Zone website, which is www.theghz.com. And of course, here we are. Every so often we have lava that'll shoot up, and what we'll need to do is, of course, at this particular part right here, we want it, the lava shoots up, and at the right moment, jump off the block. And we can keep on going. Oh my, this music is incredible. Did you know, actually, here's some trivia for you, that the Marble Zone was actually featured in an episode of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. It was actually featured in the second episode, which is called Subterranean Sonic. So, yeah, I bet you didn't know that, didn't you? Another thing is, you would wonder to yourself, you know, hey, I heard the classic Sonic theme in the first 2 games. How come I don't hear it in some of the more recent games? Well, that's a pretty good question. The first 2 Sonic games, the music was done by a Japanese pop group called Dreams Come True. So, they did the music, but Sega doesn't have the rights to the music. That's why you don't hear it in Sonic 3 or Sonic and Knuckles or some of the other later Sonic games. Which is, yeah, it's kind of disappointing. But there's one thing that some people didn't realize is that, in Sonic Spinball, they were actually going to, initially, it was actually done by Sega of America, and what they were initially going to do is they were initially going to have a remix of the Sonic 1 theme song as the main theme of the game. And as soon as they found out that Sega does not own the rights to that game, to that song, then they had to scrap that idea and come up with some other theme song for it. You can hear the original theme that Sega was going to use if you find a ROM of the game. Some ROMs of the game you can find the original theme, others you can't. But yeah. And I didn't really talk about... Ooh, 10,000 points. I didn't really talk too much about the special stage, so... I talked about it briefly in part 1, so I'm going to talk about it more in depth now. There are some elements in the special stage or secret zone if you're reading the US manual. Things like the bobbin or the bumper, which of course it bumps, you just bounce off of them. There's the R right there, which is reverse, which reverses the rotation of the special stage. The up and down, they either slow down or speed up the rotation of the special stage. Up speeds up, down slows down. There are some of those candy, those little looks like peppermint candy things. That's called a Hashira, or the jump stand if you're reading the US version of the US manual, which you can use to jump off of those. If you see a group of Hashira in a row and they're translucent, they look like they're forming a barrier, you can cross that and eventually it'll be solid and opaque. That way you can, progress. That way you can use that as a jumping platform. You'll mostly see it on some special stages, which is whenever you get to the room that has the Chaos Emerald. The color blocks, you just hit the color block to change its color. If you hit a color block 5 times, it disappears. And Chaos Emerald, well, pretty self-explanatory. That's the goal of the prize of the special stage. You collect all 6 Chaos Emeralds to see the good ending of the game. And of course, there's the goal element, which is if you touch the goal element, you exit the special stage, but you also forfeit your chance of collecting the Chaos Emerald. And of course, these blocks right here, you can also break them using your spin jump or your spin attack. You can actually, if you break a few of those blocks in the chain, you can actually score quite a few points. If you care about points, I personally don't care about points, so there you go. But yes, so far so good. I swear, this game is really, really fast-paced, and that's why it's hard to talk about everything. The difficulty it's a little bit more difficult at this particular point. Not too difficult, but just a little bit more difficult. Part 3 is we're gonna ramp up the difficulty a bit more whenever we hit the Spring Yard Zone. But yeah, So far so good. I mean, the first two zones they're not bad, but once we get further and further along, it starts getting harder, as games tend to do. So yeah. The things you have to really look out for are spikes, hidden spikes. Ugh. Oh my. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything that you'll see in the Marble Zone. If I missed anything, you can leave a comment in the comment section and just say what I missed. Just want to make sure that you don't get crushed, because if you get crushed, you will lose a life. Sonic the Hedgehog was actually the first Sega game that I've actually ever played. And when I was a little kid, I only got as far as Act 3 in the Marble Zone, and of course now I'm able to beat the game. Which obviously you're seeing me beat the game, because if I wasn't beating the game, then obviously you wouldn't be watching this Let's Play. So yeah, let's see, what else can I say about this game? What else? Well, not just the game, but the stage. Can't really think of anything else. Let's see. Well, not much else to it. Pretty soon, we're almost at the 12-minute mark, so pretty soon we're going to be coming up against Dr. Eggman and another attachment for his Eggman Mobile, or Eggmobile for short. The Eggmobile is actually in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, it was actually referred to as the Egg-O-Matic, which I prefer the term Eggmobile a lot better than Egg-O-Matic, but that's just me. But some people that grew up with Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog in the earlier issues of Archie's Sonic the Hedgehog comic book, they'll recognize the term Egg-O-Matic a lot better. But I think they've switched to using the term Eggmobile. I don't know, I haven't read the comics in so long. Now, as far as how Sonic got his spectacular speed, the Japanese version of the game makes no mention of it. There have been some publications, some English publications that try to give Sonic a backstory. And Sega of America, they're the ones that... Sega of America and Sega of Japan... Not Sega of Japan, Sega of Europe, they're the ones that actually held... Well, Sega of Europe used it more than Sega of America did, but oh well. Anyway, we're battling Dr. Eggman and another attachment for the Eggmobile. This attachment, he uses it to drop fireballs, and once the fireball hits the platform that you're standing on, it will actually spread out into a small fire. Just want to make sure to avoid it. 8 hits, and Eggman flees. So that's it for part 2 for the most part, because all we have to do is do that, and that's it. So yeah, tune in next time for part 3 when we will tackle the Spring Yard Zone. So until next time everybody, ciao for now. Bye.